to talk to you about the process we use and what you can expect when you're relocating into the Sioux Falls area. Likely if you landed on this channel though, you probably already know all the big, beautiful, juicy goodness that our Sioux Falls area has to offer, which is awesome. Hi everybody, I'm Amy Stockberger. I'm one of the broker owners of Amy Stockberger Real Estate right here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. If this is your first time out to this channel, please go out and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that beautiful little bell because that will notify you as well when we're putting out more videos, and we are mass producing our videos to help you understand what it's like to live, breathe, eat, and sleep in the Sioux Falls area. Also, if you want to get a hold of us, we would love to talk to you to help you about any relocating or any of your in Sioux Falls needs. The number is below. Give us a call. We promise we'll call you right back. So today I'm going to talk to you more about what you need to know about relocating and the relocating process we use and what you can expect when you're moving into Sioux Falls and the Sioux Falls surrounding area. And we're not going to talk just about the cost of living and taxes and all the good important stuff, but more of the things you're going to need to know that our clients have had as far as challenges and the way that we have fixed those pain points and made this easy, and then what to expect in general. What is Sioux Falls like? I am a lifelong resident of the Sioux Empire area. Been here for 40-some years, 40-ish, almost 45 years. And I've been selling real estate in the Sioux Empire for over 2 decades. And so we have a very systemized approach that we use when we're moving people from outside of state, because we've helped thousands of people relocate into our beautiful home sweet Sioux Falls. So the number one thing is we need to determine what part of Sioux Falls or what part of the area of Sioux Falls will best meet your lifestyle and your budget. So what we look at and what we're asking you when we're doing our onboarding call is, where are you working? What's bringing you here? What's the drive to come to Sioux Falls? Do you have an expected amount of time that you want to be traveling back and forth? Or are you working at home? Or are you looking for something with land? Do you want to have an acreage? Or are you looking for a smaller community for your kids? These are all things that we determine first before we start getting into the big nailing down of parameters of where you want to be in our Sioux Empire area. And the onboarding process is super important because it helps adjust your expectations about what to really expect and what the reality of our market is. We then from there, once we figure out what your area is and what fits your lifestyle and your budget, then we narrow down the parameters that meet your budget. So I'm asking you things like, what is your house like now? What do you love about your house now? What do you hate about your house now? The things that you've experienced now that you've been in that house that you would want to have different. Also, again, let's walk through what is your minimum amount of bedrooms you need? What is the minimum amount of bathrooms you need? Are you looking more, are you gravitating towards an older home, which means you're going to have trees all around you typically in our market? Or do you like newer, which means that you're not going to have trees for the most part? So Sioux Falls is grown out from the center of the city, and so we have the older homes right in the center, and as we're continuing to grow, because we're growing in every single direction, that's where our new construction or our newer homes are, and because they're newer developed areas, means less trees. So a lot of times with my relocating clients, that's a big parameter for them is, no, I need to have those trees because that's what our expectation is or what we're used to. Okay, from there, we go into number 2. We build out that custom home search parameters so that you are going to be seeing everything that meets those parameters. Now, you give me what you're wanting, you give me what you're looking for, and I'm going to take those and widen those out just a little bit. Not because I didn't listen to you, but because I want you to exercise your consumer muscle. You're not buying a coat, you're not buying a car, you are buying a house. So I need you to see everything that's possibly out there to see if it does meet your needs, because if it doesn't, that's fine. The more homes you see that don't meet your needs helps you get closer to knowing what exactly are your not just your wants, but your needs in that home. So that's a big part of it. And what we do, because there's a lot of apps out there that are big national advertisers that don't have direct, up-to-date content on them, meaning that sometimes they're showing houses that are active, or meaning that they're still available, Buyers fall in love with them, and it breaks their heart because in reality, they are not still for sale. They've gone under contract. So we hook you up with a customized app that you're going to have and download. We recommend you keep it on your front page because it's going to be something you're living and breathing with. And that app is set up so that we can communicate together too. So as you're seeing a house that looks like it's close to your parameters, you're able to contact me and immediately communicate with us so that we can get you all the details on that house to see if it is a fit. And over communication is the standard. It should be in everything, right? And that's a big part of this, is making sure that we're communicating effectively so that we know what you're looking for, because you don't know this market. We do. And so we're going to be able to tell you all the things that you need to know about that area. So what are the average prices for that area? Is there a property disclosure that has maybe some things on it that aren't as desirable? A big hailstorm and maybe the roof wasn't fixed? Or is there a constant water issue in the basement? Those are the things that we're going to be talking to you about when you give us that initial house that you're interested in. Number 3, looking at houses, and whether that be looking at them in person by setting up a home shopping trip or doing it virtually. So let's pretend you're coming to our area. If you come into our area, one of the things we're going to do is give you a very detailed, usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours, community tour of that specific area that we think is your desired interest of area for you and your family. The community tour is going to give you all the lay of the land as far as restaurants, schools, parks, recreation, retail, the things you need to know to integrate into the area. But if you're not going to be here and you need to do it virtually, we have you covered too. We have the area, we have blogs that we can send to you that gives you a big layout of it. And if we're going to show that house and we're going to do it virtually, whether it's through Zoom or the WhatsApp app or through FaceTime, whatever is easiest for your family, which happens all the time. That happened actually before COVID. It was a big thing for us to show houses sight unseen. It's just a reality. Some people can't get here. So no, if that is your reality, that's not a big deal. We're going to be able to show you everything you need to know and tell you the things that you're not going to be able to see on a screen. So the things that we're going to be able to tell you, like on the virtual, the things that happen is you're not going to be able to tell if there's a cat odor. Likely on those screens, you're not going to be able to tell that the kids beat the ever-living heck out of the trim and the doors, or does it look like there's a ton of renters in the area, which could likely drag your pricing down on your home. We're going to walk through and make sure you know those things. Again, we're going to go over what the average home sale price is. We're going to go over the estimated turnover in that. And one of my favorite things is helping our clients build wealth through real estate. So I'm going to be going over my 3 no's rule. And my theory on this is that if there's more than 3 possible no's you have, or possibly I have, again, I'm not paying for the mortgage, so it's not my ultimate decision, but I'm just going to give you my expert opinion on it, that if there's more than 3 no's that we're seeing in this house for future resale, it's going to be harder for you to make money, good money on it. You're still going to make money, but to make the money that I really feel you should make in buying that house. Because when your life changes, I want to be able to be called up, come back out there and give you a price on it and tell you, hey, you're going to make a lot of money on this house because you made a smart decision. So those are the big things that we do that we're extra helpful for on that virtual part of it. Now, if you are here, maybe it's a hybrid. Maybe you're doing part of it virtually. Maybe you have a shopping trip that's coming up. I love home shopping trips, and what I tell my buyers, give me 72 hours and you in some really comfy shoes, and we're going to make sure that we find you that house. And it's really big, I feel. People need to keep their blood sugar good to make good decisions. So I'm going to have snacks, I'm going to have water, we're going to pop, we're going to have potty breaks, we're going to eat, we're going to have a great big beautiful book that you're going to look at, and we're going to take and ABC them and then cross them out so that you're not overwhelmed in the process. We're going to make it super easy. Number 4, financing. Again, we are in a limited inventory market, meaning that there's not a lot of houses. So there's a lot of buyers, not a lot of houses. We need to make you look as desirable as possible. So one recommendation is that if you're going to get a loan, not doing a cash transaction, that you work with a local lender. The odds are going to be better for you to get that house under contract if you're working with a local lender. It's just seen as a harder process if you're working with a lender that is maybe an internet lender and or somebody in a different market who doesn't know our trends, because it's harder to trust that something isn't going to fall through the cracks. And again, that seller, when they're looking sometimes at 5 to 10 to 15 offers, all they're going to do when you put your seller hat on, you would do the same thing. They're going to pick the offer with the least amount of risk. So we have a slew of lenders here in town that we love, and that's one of the first things I do is I send you out all the lenders that we work with have you call, visit with them, see if they're a click, see if you guys vibe, and have them walk you through what the loan process looks like, go over the closing costs, the things that matter, and then get us that letter so that I can make sure that you are very desirable when we're ready to make that offer. Number 5, the offer process. So let's pretend that you actually came to Sioux Falls for a home shopping tour and you have to get the heck out of here. We looked at 20-some houses in 72 hours, and the day you're leaving, we decide to write an offer. That's fine. Jump on that plane. Get back in that car. We can do everything electronically. You do not need to be here to write an offer, so that's not a big deal at all. And if you're doing this all virtually, again, we can electronic signature everything, but you're still going to get the same service and the same information as if you were here. So first part, we're going to give you comparables solds in the area, so you know exactly what that market is looking like for that specific neighborhood. I call the real estate market a she. She ebbs, she flows. That girl does what she wants. Nobody tells her what to do. We just play within her parameters at that time. So we'll be giving you that up-to-date information on here. This is what we're seeing swinging this way, is what we're seeing this way, and we'll help you negotiate through that. One of my superpowers is negotiating. I love to do that. It's one of my favorite parts of my job, so we'll make sure you're taken care of that way. Earnest money, which is different in a lot of markets, in most markets, earnest money, and earnest money, again, as a reminder, that's that good faith consideration money you give once the offer is accepted, and that money gets put into the trust account of the broker here in our market, and then you get that money back at closing credited towards your closing costs. In most markets, earnest money is usually about 1 to 5% of the purchase price, and while that isn't the industry standard all the time in our market, it is really based upon what we're competing with, and that's something that we'll walk you through. Another big thing about the offer process is you can make contingencies on anything, and again, we can't really give you an advice on what to do with those contingencies until we're in that situation, because again, she does what she wants. We can't make any predictions in actuality 100% guaranteed until we're in that moment. But another really good thing about it is you don't need to be here to close either. So say if you need to stay to finish up a job, or your house isn't closed in another city, state, or where you're at, that's fine. We can set up a out-of-state closing for you, arrange to have everything sent over. We'll go to the closing. We'll take care of all of it to make sure that the funds are there, get you all set up with keys and garage door openers, and you're good to go. Number 6, integration. Relocating is a very big deal, and we have a very system-centric approach to not only relocate you, but integrate you into the community. So what that means is we have doctor referrals, we have dentists, we have hairstylists, we have the school information, obviously, we have chiropractors, we have mommy play date groups, we have church information, introduction to other people who have moved in recently who we feel might be a good fit. We are here to integrate you and the entire family into the community, because until you're integrated, you're not going to feel like home. We also have a very system-centric home support team partnership. So what that means is we have vendors in almost every single category you're going to need throughout the entire season of your home ownership that you can call on, that are our partners, who not only give our clients preferential treatment, but oftentimes some discounting prices. So we have, on our home support team, we have HVAC, we have electricians, we have carpet cleaners, we have a handyman service, we have a contractor, we have window cleaning, we have car salesmen, we have painters. Anything you can think of that you're going to need, we have it for you, so you don't have to worry about finding that information. Lucky number 7, be prepared to meet a ton of nice people. And I'm not just saying that because I've lived here my whole life. I've moved in, like I said, thousands of people, and people say that to me all the time, that they just cannot get over how nice the culture is here. So that's one thing for you to expect when you get here. Be prepared for your neighbors to say hi. Now, does that apply to every single person in Sioux Falls and the Sioux Falls area? Absolutely not. That's not the world we live in. But the majority of people in here are just really nice and really friendly and really open-armed as helping you getting integrated in with the community as well. So that's the 7 things you can expect in the process in relocating to Sioux Falls. For a full-service relocation and integration into the Sioux Falls area, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, however you want to get a hold of us. We have your back when moving into the Sioux Falls area. And if you live here already and you want to continue to build your wealth through real estate, hit me up on that number below and we'll walk you through our system-centric, client-focused, lifetime home support model. Until the next video, see ya!